Whenever I'm reading a book, I do this thing where I write down any interesting words that I've found, any intriguing words in a notebook. Then later on I'll sit at my computer and I'll look up the words in order to find out the interesting etymology and the definitions behind them. Well, then I decided that the second part of that process, the looking up words part, should be a show. So, welcome to Define, the boringest show on YouTube, right here at the Launchpad Writers Club. Cheers. Welcome back to the Launchpad Writers Club. I hope you have something better to do than watching this video that you can do whilst you watch this video, because this is the boringest show on all of YouTube. It is called Define. It's a show in which where we look up words. I think I said that wrong. Yeah, it's a bit boring, but you should add to your vocab if you pay attention. I do apologise for saying vocab. First word on the list today is... Also, how satisfying it was when I went like that. I liked that little moment of life. I'm so glad we got to share that. Did you have a good Christmas? Did you? Are you going to have a good New Year? 2018, the year of good health. I'm declaring that. Look after your health first, then the rest of the stuff. Career, family, all that. Health first. Health first. Invest in your health. I think we can all agree that's for the best. Listen. Got a few words for you here. I think you're going to like them. Word number one. Squally. Honestly cannot remember what that means. I think it's got to do with weather. Squally, of weather, characterized by squalls. That's very helpful, isn't it? A squall is a sudden, violent gust.
Squall.
Squall. A sudden violent gust of wind or a localised storm, especially one bringing rain, snow or sleet. Sleet being a form of precipitation consisting of ice pellets, often mixed with rain or snow.
Squally.
Squally. Squally. Eva. By the way, this little double clicky thing that I'm doing here, if you look up in the corner up here, I've got a little Google Dictionary extension that you can add onto Google Chrome. It's really good. You just double click a word and it pops up with the definition. So that's pretty sick. All right, squally. Let's freaking do it. I'm not going to write character bias by squalls because that's dumb. It's very shadowy today in here. Sudden, violent, gusts of wind. I should write wind gusts. That's how you save words. Or localised, spelt correctly because we're in Australia, storm. With the S. The Z, as you can see on the screen here, that's American. And all Americans are wrong, always. Fact. This next word comes from a friend of mine, Dr. James Collett, who we interviewed recently. That's a really interesting interview. If you have a look on our page under the creator interviews section, you'll see Dr. James Collett. It goes for 90 minutes, but it's a good one. It's very interesting. I found it interesting at least. Anyway, I asked James what his favourite word was, and he said Boustrophedon. 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 I really hope this has the little speaky button. Yes.
Boustrophedon.
What? Boustrophedon.
Boustrophedon.
Boustrophedon. No, that's Boustrophedon. Oh, who do I believe here? He's quite educated, this guy, this James guy. He's got a doctorate in psychology, but...
Boustrophedon.
Boustrophedon, says Google. Boustrophedon sounds so much nicer though. I don't know what to believe anymore. I'm going to leave that up to you to make your own decision. Right, okay. Boustrophedon means of written words, but not necessarily, but of written words, from right to left and from left to right in alternate lines. That's not a very good definition. Let's just cut to James defining it because he did a good job. And we're back. Unless I messed with myself in the editing room, which I'm tempted to do. Okay, actually cut now, me, in the future.
A word I think about that I think, A, it's a cool word, B, it can probably be used for describing things in a weird way in different settings. It's Boustrophedon. And so Boustrophedon means as the ox ploughs. And basically it means, so to put it, use a reading example, if you read from left to right and then the next one from right to left, you would be moving in a Boustrophedon pattern in your with your eyes. And where I came across that word was, so I went to Turkey a few years ago, and there was a civilization in Turkey called the Hittites, and they had this script where no one could work out, like, you know, famous linguists and scientists couldn't work out how do we translate these essentially hieroglyphics, or some of them more cuneiform symbols, but, you know, how do we translate this? And one of the things that was stumping people was one guy was like, hang on, if I use this system I've developed, I get every second line, I get every first line. What's going on with every second line, though? And then he finally realized, if you read it backwards. And so they actually did their writing like that.
Boustrophedon.
Yeah.
Is that the word?
Yeah, Boustrophedon. Boustrophedon.
Wow. All right.
So there is a word to gift to the community.
Yeah, beautiful. Thank you very much. And we're back. Okay, Boustrophedon. Should I write this definition in a Boustrophedon manner, if I can manage such a thing? Oh, and actually, before I move on, I'll talk about the etymology. I like that it's as an ox turns in ploughing. So when an ox ploughs a field, it goes dirt, 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 dirt. Although James just explained that to you, didn't he? So forget it. All right. Going left to right and right to left. I didn't write this in a Boustrophedon manner because I forgot. And it's too confusing. Right to left in alternating lines. See if I can draw a little thing of it. I guess that's what Boustrophedon looks like. Very, very cool. That's a really cool word. I like that. Well done, James. Okay, what's next on our listy-poo? Felicity. Defining felicity. Sorry I said listy-poo. I'm in a mood. Intense happiness, the ability to find appropriate expression for one's thought. Felicitacious? Is that felicitacious? Is that the word? Felicitacious. I think felicitacious is a word. I better look that up because I might be stupid. Felicitacious. No, it is not. But felicitations is a word. Words expressing praise for an achievement or good wishes on a special occasion.
Felicitations.
Okay, felicity.
Felicity.
All right. You know, I don't really think I've heard this word in this context, like someone saying, he exposed the kernel of the matter with his customary elegance and felicity. Quite nice though, I like that. David expressed his feelings with his customary felicity. A particularly effective feature of a work of literature or art. A book full of minor felicities. Okay. Now, I had this impression that Felix, which is clearly the where this word's derived from, meant lucky, not happy. I don't know why I thought it meant lucky. Or maybe it means happy, but in a lucky way. Because I know that the name Felix means lucky. And maybe they just got different etymologies. Let's have a look in the Merriam-Webster Dictionaires. A pleasing manner or quality, especially in art or language. The curve of her mouth gives her a Mona Lisa smile, but that's just a felicity of her anatomy, or an apt expression. Don't do that stuff. Right, this is one of those instances where the more I look up the definition, the more confused I get. I could have sworn Felix meant lucky. Yeah, it does, because Felix culpa just came up, and that means fortunate fall, all right? Latin, literally, happy fault. Okay, maybe it doesn't mean fortunate. You know what? Does Felix mean lucky? I'll tell you why I think it means lucky, because there's a few reasons. There's a Cat Empire song where he says, my mum named me Lucky, and his name's Felix. And also, there's that Harry Potter potion. Isn't that Felix or something? Harry Potter luck potion. Felix Felicis, also called liquid luck. Right? There must be some element of luckiness to it. Oh, here we go. I should have read this a minute ago. So, from a medieval personal name, Latin Felix, meaning lucky or fortunate. It was a relatively common Roman name, said to have been first adopted, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so yeah, I think there's this kind of interchange between lucky and happy. Makes sense. They kind of go hand in hand. All right, we got to the bottom of that. Felicity. What does felicity mean? Felicity means intense. Happiness is a warm gun, mama, when I hold you. Oh, sorry. The ability to find appropriate expression for one's thoughts. Well, I guess that's a good thing, because it's not quite being articulate. Being articulate is sort of a bit broader, but I do know what that means, like the ability to translate your thoughts into words, which is exactly what I'm not doing very well right now. I'm not very felicity. All right. You know what? Moving on. I think we've done it. We've done what we can there. I'm not a bloody miracle worker. All right. Do your own bloody research, or maybe this is your research. Inexorable is our next word.
Inexorable.
What? I've been saying that wrong for a long time. Inexorable.
Inexorable.
You know, it's inexorable. Thanks. I don't like change. I reject reality and insert my own. Inexorable is impossible to stop or prevent. Synonyms are relentless, unstoppable, unavoidable, inescapable, inevitable, irrevocable. Can't believe I said all those right in a row. I should get points for that. Of a person, it means impossible to persuade or unrelenting. Like me, refusing to pronounce it correctly.
Inexorable.
Inexorable. It means impos to, how annoying was that? Stop. Or, I'm going to do that a lot from now on because I enjoyed that. Prevent. Oh, hang on, my phone's doing stuff. Oh, I'll call you back. Second definition is impossible to persuade, impossible to persuade, unrelenting. All right, that's a good word. I'll have to use that more often. And I'll have to pronounce it correctly, I suppose, if I'm going to do that. Inexorable. Inexorable. You're being completely inexorable. I feel like if I say that, you're being so inexorable. I can't even say it. So they're just going to go, do you mean inexorable? Inveterate is our next word. Inveterate. Inveterate.
Inveterate.
I'm saying it correctly. Go me. Having a particular habit, activity, or interest that is long established and unlikely to change. It's an ingrained thing, it's deep-seated, deep-rooted, deep-set, entrenched, established, long-established, or congenital. Of a feeling or habit, long-established and unlikely to change. That's more of what I just said again. Okay. So inveterate means having a habit / activity / interest that is long established and unlikely to change. I've always taken my pants off to go to the toilet. I'm not changing now. I don't really do that, but that's a good episode of Scrubs. Ever seen that one where JD has to take his pants fully off to use the toilet? Classic bit of comedy, that one. All right, that's 5 words. That is a messy looking page. We've done well. Thanks for watching this episode of Define. To the new subscribers on the Launchpad Creative Writing Club channel thing, we're currently at 99 subscribers. Whew, so close. When we get to 100, I'm going to give every single subscriber $50,000. So stay tuned for that. You're going to love it. Everyone's going to love it. Okay, on that blatant lie, let's end this episode. Thanks for watching. You've had a great time. Tune in next time. We're going to look up some words. It's going to be cool. See you then.